Hello everybody. Everyone has their own stories of English language learning. Mostly those who are learning in non-native situations, they have faced a lot of problems to develop their English language proficiency. So I've been talking about some of the issues that are very much important for English language learners. And here in this lesson, I'm going to talk a little bit about the activities that are related to English language learning. If you remember my previous video, I was talking about how people learn English as a subject and how they learn English as a language. In today's discussion, I will be talking about what are some of the activities that are related to these two issues. In the beginning, I want to talk a little bit about how people learn English as a language. The first activity that they do when they learn English as a language is they learn English language in a natural setting, and they are fulfilling language functions or demands with the help of English language. They are using the English language in daily basis, those who are learning English as a language. The second thing that they are doing is they focus on the communication rather than the structure and the pronunciation and the vocabularies that they use, and also in the meaning. This is the problem for most of the students or English language learners, that they are afraid of committing mistakes. They think that if they commit errors or mistakes, they will be humiliated or they will be insulted in front of people. Therefore, it's a big problem for many of the English language learners. They can't express or speak. They can write, they can read in a proper way, but they understand what people say, but they can't express or they can't speak among people. The problem is they think that they may be committing mistakes when they speak English. But the speakers, those who are speaking English as a language, they are using English for communication purpose, for the meaning purpose. Next activity that they are doing is they want to become an independent learner. What do I mean by this? They create learning station themselves. For example, for instance, we've got the internet, or there are the people, they find out to speak and to practice their English with them, and they make their activities, English language learning station very, very funny and comfortable for them. So this is what they do. On the second hand, the people, those who are learning, many students, they are learning English as a subject. They learn English in the formal situation. What do I mean by this? The formal situation is the learners might go to the school, or they may have their teacher to teach them. They practice their pronunciation, they practice their grammar skills, grammar rules in limited time or in the classroom with teacher. In different language institutes, they go and they learn for like 2 hours or 3 hours or for an hour, and they practice in a limited situation or limited time. So they have got the syllabus or the curriculum. They work on different activities, on tasks, whatever they are given in the textbooks, but they are limited with the textbooks. They know what is grammar, they know where to use the structures or the frame of grammar, and they know a lot of vocabularies, they remember a lot of vocabularies. But whenever they speak these things, whenever they use these vocabularies with the people in their speaking, do not come automatically. The problem here is they practice each and everything is formal setting, not using in real context. So this is the first activity that people do when they learn English as a subject. And the next activity they practice is they learn English for exam purpose or the test purpose. As we have English for academic purpose or English for specific purpose, here EEP refers to English for exam purpose. So this is very harmful for developing your speaking. If you practice English for test purpose or the exam purpose only, you will be okay with scoring the grades or scoring scores in your English language or English subject. So after this discussion, the question comes, how we should learn language then? I mean, if we learn English language as a subject, is it better, or it's better to learn English language as a language? My observation on it is very clear. How you learn English language as a subject or as a language, if you learn English as a language, that is very much effective for effective communication later on for you. That is a wonderful thing if you are doing that. But those who are learning English as a subject, for example, if you are going to learn English in your school or in different formal situation, it doesn't matter. What matters is if you are not using English language, you learn English as a subject, you learn grammar rules or pronunciation, vocabularies, you learn whatever you learn in English in a formal situation, that is not a big deal. That's okay, you learn. I mean, it's not a problem. But if you don't use these things in your real context, or where, especially they are used, for if you don't speak whatever you have learned in school, if you don't communicate with your friends, if you don't practice whatever you have learned in school in formal situation, you will have a problem later on. It will be really a problem for you to develop your speaking particularly, right? Therefore, what you have to do is you have to practice whatever you have learned. If you are learning English as a subject, no problem learning it, but what you do is you practice, you use it with your friends or with your teachers. Whatever you have learned in a classroom, you must use that in the real context. Do not hesitate to use those things. Thank you very much. I will see you in the next lesson.